Hey everyone, Tim Howard from Coastal Preps here for the volleyball preview. I'm going to start tonight with the Coastal Christian Centurions who won the state title last year for the first time in school history and have high expectations for this season. Although they did lose plenty of talent off of last year's team, including a pair of Coastal Preps Players of the Year. The Centurions have quite a bit that they need to replace, but I still think they have enough talent to make a deep run into the playoffs. And Coach Dudley Ray always does a fantastic job with that group. Looking forward to some big things from Coastal Christian. They'll be led by setter Maris Grant, who's already committed to East Carolina. Probably the best setter in the area, if not one of the top two or three for sure. She'll do a great job of spreading the ball around and making sure that she feeds the hot hitter and gets the ball where it needs to be based on the opposing defenses. Emma Anderson will be a player that will step up this year. She had a pretty big role last year, but she will be the main hitter for Coastal this season. So I look forward to seeing her take big jumps from her sophomore to junior season. And then Samantha Harrell is kind of the anchor of the defense. She was the starting libero last year, and she's also back. So between those three players, a bit of experience back, and then there'll be some newer players from the JV team that'll come up and have an immediate impact. So we'll see how quickly those newer players and older players can mesh, and that'll kind of determine how the season goes for Coastal. They do have some big in-town matches with Ashley, Hoggard, New Hanover, so they're going to be tested, and then their non-conference schedule is always one of the most difficult in the state. So we'll see how things go for them, but should be another great season for Coastal. In the Mid-Eastern Conference, I think it's kind of a two-team race like it has been for, it seems like, several years now between rivals Ashley and Hoggard, who have played some epic matches over the last couple years and seem to always go 5 sets. It feels like every match they play, ends up going 5 sets, and some of the most exciting volleyball that you'll watch in the area. So if you enjoy a fast sport with a lot of energy and two fan bases that get excited, I would certainly encourage you to get out to one of those two matches. You certainly won't be disappointed. Ashley won the conference last year at 13-1, and are my pick to win the conference again this year. I think just with what they have coming back, it would take a lot for somebody to beat them. Annalise Askew, probably the best hitter in the area. She'll be going to Arizona State next year for beach volleyball, but she's a high flyer that really has no problem putting balls down to the floor. So she's certainly worth the price of admission if you're going to check out a hitter this year. Last year, Ashley was fortunate enough to have 3 Cook sisters on the team. The oldest, Savannah, has graduated and is now at North Florida, but Bella and Marley are still back. And with those two back, with Annalise Askew back, with Elizabeth Claire Toomer kind of leading the defense, should be another terrific season for Ashley, who would certainly like to make it a little deeper in the playoffs than they have the last couple years. I think that's the next stepping stone for that group, is to make it to a third or a fourth round of the playoffs, and they certainly have the talent to be able to do that. So we'll see if they can make that happen this year. Over at Hoggard, for the second year in a row, a new coach has taken over the program. Of course, Ron Strickland was there for many years. John Lucas took over last year, did a great job. Led Hoggard to a 12-2 finish in the conference, a second place finish. He stepped down after the season, and now Emily Coleman, who was previously the head coach at Cape Fear Community College, has stepped in as the new coach. So they should have terrific leadership under Coach Coleman, who has already run a college program. I would imagine she'll run this Hoggard program just about the same way she ran a college program, because the expectations are Hoggard are always to win a conference championship and make a deep run in the playoffs. If you don't make the third or the fourth round at Hoggard, it's a disappointing season. So they started a lot of sophomores last year, played a lot of sophomores last year, so that group should be a little more experienced. Terrific size. Roster's full of 6-footers, so size not an issue at Hoggard. They've got Alina Cosgrove, who led them in hitting last year, is back for her senior season. They've also got Jenny Garner on the outside, so 2 really good outside hitters. Wynn Gaudier is a good middle that will have a terrific season, and then defensively, Chloe Mon is a solid libero defensive specialist. So Hoggard has all the pieces to challenge Ashley for the conference title. Like I said, I think those two matches will be really entertaining this year, and will certainly determine the outcome of the conference championships. Wouldn't sleep on Laney and New Hanover as well in the conference. I think they're both pretty experienced teams. I just don't know that they have the depth necessary to challenge the top 2 teams, but I think they could certainly take a set or two off of those, off of Ashley and Hoggard, and if they're able to pull off the upset, would be certainly spectacular for both of those programs. Brooke Osterhout, Isabel Sandstrom, Karina Vale, 3 really good players for Laney. New Hanover has a couple new players that have decided to come and play. Allie Blackwell, who spent her freshman and sophomore years at New Hanover, transferred to Cape Fear Academy last year and is now back at New Hanover. She'll certainly be a difference maker. And then Sloan Woolwine, who's going to play beach volleyball at Florida Atlantic University, has not played high school volleyball for the past 2 years, and she is back out there as a senior as well. So, look for those 2 programs to be middle of the pack, challenging those top 2 teams. I think 3A is a toss-up between South Brunswick, North Brunswick, and West Brunswick. South Brunswick got the spot last year and are probably the favorites to take the 3A spot again this year. North Brunswick had gone winless in 2020, won a couple games last year, so that's a program still trying to get some footing and move in the right direction. And then West Brunswick is trying to snap a losing streak. They didn't win a game last year, so they're just trying to get into the win column this season. So should be some good battles there in the 3A for that top spot. Over at Topsail, they've also got a new coach. Former Barton player Riley Kasner has taken over for the Pirates, and we'll see how she puts her stamp on the program. That they should be right there, I would think, with the Laneys and the New Hanovers, kind of in that middle pack. She'll have some talent there to work with, and it'll just be a matter of how quickly she can get the players to adjust to her system. Another private school team that has some big expectations this year is Wilmington Christian Academy. They went on a run a few years back of reeling off 7 or 8 straight state titles. They haven't won, I think, the past 2 years. They haven't been able to claim a title, but they'd love to bring another title back to Wilmington. They're actually hosting the NCCSA 2A state championships this year, so those will be held right here in Wilmington, and they love to be in that championship match, have a home crowd there supporting them and cheering them onto a title. Kelly Todd, very versatile player, can play the middle or outside, big swing. She'll lead the way for the Patriots. So looking forward to a great volleyball season. One of my favorite sports to cover. I just love how fast-paced it is and how much energy the girls show on the court. So I try to get out to as many volleyball matches as possible, just because personally I think it's so enjoyable to watch. So, but if you're not able to make it out to matches, you can certainly follow me along on social media at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just search Coastal Preps on all of those, and you'll be able to find plenty of updates and pictures and stories from those matches. Looking forward to a great season. Like I said, I think volleyball is one of our strongest sports in the area, so we should have some teams make some really deep playoff runs. I hope you'll tune back in tomorrow for the football preview. I know that's one that everybody's been looking forward to, and that will be publishing tomorrow on Wednesday. And until then, I'm Tim Howard. Bye-bye.